Have you ever walked through an airport so massive that it felt like its own city? I'm talking about a place where planes take off every 90 seconds, where hundreds of thousands of people move like clockwork, and where a single mistake could ripple across the entire planet. These are the world's busiest airports, and the logistics behind handling millions of passengers every year is nothing short of mind-blowing. But how does it actually work? How do these airports manage to be cities within cities complete with transport, shops, police, hospitals, and even secret underground tunnels while keeping flights on time and passengers moving? Let's dive into the hidden world of mega airports, the scale of a mega airport. First, let's wrap our heads around the scale. Take Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport in the U.S. Every year, more than 100 million passengers pass through those terminals. That's basically the population of an entire country walking through a single building. In Beijing Capital International Airport, over 80 million people move through every year. And in Dubai International Airport, nearly 90% of the traffic is international. But here's the catch: airports aren't just about passengers. Hong Kong International Airport moves over 4 million tons of cargo annually. That's everything from fresh flowers to smartphones to medicine that has to arrive today. So the question becomes, how do you move millions of people and millions of tons of stuff, all while making sure the right person, bag, and box get to the right place on time? The dance between context and conflict. It all starts the moment you arrive. You step out of your car or train, you walk through sliding glass doors, and boom, suddenly you're in a system that is designed to handle extreme flow. Every single passenger has a mission. But here comes the first conflict. How do you keep people moving while still making sure everyone is safe? That's where security checkpoints come in. On one hand, you need to scan hundreds of passengers per minute. On the other hand, one small oversight could mean disaster. So airports use a mix of human eyes, machines, and now even AI to keep the line moving while still catching red flags. It's a constant balance of speed and safety, a but therefore loop that repeats every day. Chapter 3. The Invisible Orchestra. Now, if passengers are the visible part of the airport, the invisible part is the orchestra behind the scenes. Think about it. For every plane that lands, an army rushes in. Ground crew guides the aircraft. Baggage handlers unload cargo. Refueling trucks line up. Cleaning crews enter. Catering companies restock meals. Maintenance teams check systems. And here's the crazy part. Sometimes an airplane is on the ground for less than 45 minutes before taking off again. That means dozens of people working in perfect sync, with zero margin for error. And then comes the conflict. What if a bag gets misplaced? What if catering is delayed? What if the weather suddenly changes? Every delay triggers a domino effect. One plane late in Atlanta could mean thousands of missed connections around the world. Chapter 4. The Brain of the Airport. To prevent chaos, airports rely on a nerve center, air traffic control. These are the unsung heroes sitting in tall glass towers watching radars and coordinating hundreds of takeoffs and landings every hour. Here's a wild stat. At Chicago O'Hare, controllers can manage more than 2,700 aircraft movements in a single day. Think about that. Every couple of minutes, a controller is making a life or death decision, and the system only works because of coordination. Pilots, controllers, ground staff, they're all locked into a rhythm. But the conflict, weather, mechanical issues, even birds can throw that rhythm into chaos. That's why controllers are trained to handle crisis after crisis, sometimes making split